Hey, that's right. Good afternoon. Thank you. Right. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm from Rockwell Collins, and the company I represent is basically you may know it if you're operating aircraft, if you're buying aircraft, if you're flying aircraft, you'll know Rockwell Collins Avionics. We provide the majority of the avionics for the flight deck, but all Boeing aircraft and Airbus aircraft. So our platform is there, and we're providing all the connectivity. Rockwell Collins procured the ARINC ACARS network a few years ago, so we're providing the ACARS, all the hardware on the avionics, and providing all the connectivity to these avionics through Rockwell Collins. So we've got a great future. We're going to talk about the digitization of the aircraft in this very short presentation. So it's all about connecting your aircraft up. Whatever aircraft you're operating, there's airlines in the room, across Russia, across the world, we can provide connectivity for the digital aircraft. And how that digital aircraft is going to sit on your network, your global network. We've heard from Amadeus and many partners this morning, but so far you're providing a lot of the ground capability. So who are we? We're a big company, 30,000 people, and that was our revenue last year, 8.12 billion. And there's 4 big divisions we have: commercial systems, which is the airline side of it; information management services, what was the ARINC network, so the ARINC services over the VHF, all the seating through the systems. Looking at digitization and reliability, we like to think we're the most reliable, but provide 1978. We've been providing pilots, the engineering, and all the passenger services through the airline, bringing all of this together in this one environment. The exciting thing about Rockwell Collins, UTC goes through the legal network of bringing Rockwell Collins on. Aerospace systems will encompass virtually all parts of the aircraft. So this digitization will start to look at everything from not just the avionics in the front, but the whole of the cabin, the seating, how we're going to bring together connectivity there, through the various landing systems, the actuation, propellers, engines, electrical, the whole aircraft itself, the whole structure of the aircraft will look at bringing together all of this data. Gigabits of data are going to be available on that aircraft platform. And it's what we do with all this data. Every single flight is going to be gigabits of data. How we manage it, and as an airline, how we make money out of it. When we talk about digitization, more efficient, more effective connectivity. So I want to take you through a few slides now about that connected pilot, challenges of the connected pilot, well beyond what we've ever seen before. And what we do with those connections and that capability is down to us as individual airlines. How we drive the applications across that. And so we have the connected airline, what you do with the data on the ground and how you use it, and it's all about connected aviation. And the growth of these aircraft, with thousands more aircraft coming out, so the next few years we'll look at now and see how we're going to embrace that, what we're going to do across the whole of the aviation environment to ensure that these aircraft are well connected, well supported, but more importantly, we're seeing the right cost benefits, the right return on investment. What's the business case behind all this digital capability? We've put together as a company various businesses across the whole aircraft, from Global Link, which is our traditional ACARS connections, but many of you in the room are using ACARS today. That's our Global Link network. We have a Global Connect network, which is looking at all the high bandwidth, the IP capability of bringing data across the IP network now, the various mediums, satellites and cellular services on the ground. And then we have the cabin connection side of the business, which is looking at all of the capability to provide Wi-Fi in the aircraft for passenger services, passenger entertainment. So it's making this airplane sit on a network. The best analogy I use about the aircraft is every one of us in the room today has got some form of smartphone on us, but I can guarantee you every one of us have got a different mix of applications on that smartphone, because you use the applications that suit your business or your social lives, and that's how you use connectivity today. No different to the aircraft. We're providing the platform, the technology, but the applications that you're putting over that network will be down to the individual airlines. We're providing the capability, but the applications, say, each airline will have their own business requirements of how they use this capability. So there is not one size fits all. It's very much every airline, depending on if you're a low-cost operator, a high-value operator, a short-haul, a long-haul, what sort of airline operation you run will be dependent upon those applications you're putting across the network. So you need to see this positive return on investment. And it's really important that the challenges that we're having in this are recognised. And we've spent a lot of years of experience we have as a company looking at all the different complexities of operating aircraft across this global environment. And we want to help airlines take the applications that are going to meet their requirements and then utilise our global connectivity to ensure that you're getting the efficiencies, the safety, or the right return on investment back into the airline. Otherwise, why do it? Why connect your aircraft up into this digital world if there's no benefit to you? So we've looked at it three main areas. You get the airborne software, the airborne elements of it. This is what we call number one, which is the most important area to recognise. Messing around with an aircraft is expensive. You can't just upgrade it or take things out. You can't change the avionics easily because it's all heavily certified and configured through the manufacturers and the various airworthiness authorities. So it's a really complex system. The most complex asset an airline has is the aircraft itself. So we have to understand the aircraft, understand its existing capability, then we have to understand how we can then retrofit and upgrade that capability to meet our own requirements. So that's the first thing to understand. The second is the air-to-ground network itself. What sort of capability does your aircraft have? What sort of capability does your service provider offer? And we want to make the best of that. Now on the ground itself, you need a complete ground global network in place. Wherever your aircraft fly, you need to know it's going to be on this network and the communications and data is going up to the aircraft when it needs to and it's coming off the aircraft when it needs to. So the three main elements are making sure this process is in place. We're calling it Simply Connected. We have the Global Connect business now. We're looking at all of these and we're looking at these three areas to seamlessly connect these three domains up. And that's the important part, bringing the aircraft, the air-to-ground media, and the ground connectivity in place. So let's just look at Global Connect, what this is today. Well, we've got avionics out there now, we've developed called the SSR, the Secure Server Router. And this is a very clever piece of avionics which works as an aid, an aircraft interface device. It works as a wireless unit on the ground to support cellular or Wi-Fi for your aircraft on the ground. And it works as a server, an onboard server, to help manage all of this capability on the aircraft itself, on the avionic backbone of the aircraft. So this SSR, it can be used within new Boeing aircraft or retrofit aircraft as well. We can provide a retrofit program. On Airbus aircraft, actually Airbus have embraced it. It's called the FOMAX program. So those of you in the room who are buying new A320 or A330 Airbus aircraft will be having the FOMAX as standard on all aircraft going forward. This is not some option now that you can tick on the options box. It will be a standard fit on every A330 and A320 series. FOMAX avionics, and this gives you the connectivity capability we just outlined. It's the aircraft interface device, it's the data server on board the aircraft, and it's the ability to manage all of the digitization of that aircraft platform that these new aircraft have. So the FOMAX unit is built by ourselves, and it will be on every Airbus. And it's the airlines themselves need to make the best use of this. Which applications you put over FOMAX is down to the various airlines. FOMAX itself, we're just very briefly here, we're just showing the applications. There are 8 applications that we're currently offering across the FOMAX network. Some of these are available today, entry into service today. These 4, 4G cellular gate link, Wi-Fi for cockpit tablets, ACARS for EFB, and cabin SATCOM capability, where you've got the SATCOM. For 2019 and beyond, FOMAX itself has been upgraded to support ACARS over IP, wireless data load transmissions, bidirectional, this is a really big one, bidirectional links between the EFB and the flight management system, the FMS, on the aircraft, and cabin satcom connections, cockpit satcom connections, I should say. So they're the 8 applications that the airline needs to decide which of these will benefit you initially with FOMAX. That's just one great example just to show you what FOMAX can do with this new avionic capability. But of course, we can retrofit this now on your existing fleets as well. You've got to bring your current aircraft up to this standard. And this is where the SSR can be retrofitted across existing platforms. So you've got it on new aircraft, it's there, we can retrofit it on existing fleets, and then if you take A350s is another similar sort of high capability called MIAM, the MIAM protocols, that we're also supporting through a huge ground network of capability. So again, as a company, we've got the aircraft side sorted, we've got the air-to-ground links, and we've got the ground links sorted out as well. So they're the 3 elements that we're covering in our new business going forward. And this is just one example. Bringing costs down, IP capability on an aircraft should in theory help with cost. Bringing costs down using higher bandwidth IP links where the applications suffice. Because some applications we may not be able to use IP for if they're safety services or air traffic type services, applications. So again, it's using the right connectivity for the right application. We're supporting the new IP links over Satcom as well, Inmarsat's new Swift Broadband Safety Services, and the new Iridium Certus network that's being launched now, the Iridium Next network that's in the process of being launched, the LEO constellation. It will provide full connectivity to flight deck services as well. So all these are all part of our new services going forward. And also, of course, cellular. We can provide a full global cellular service now using local SIMs, or roaming SIMs, wherever you fly or operate your aircraft, we can provide a bespoke cellular service across this network as well. So it's all about managing the whole process. Security is a huge, important benefit to make sure that you've got managed. Their security itself has to be managed, and it's a big benefit of our solution that security is part of that. We have a CSOC Cyber Security Operations Centre. Its whole job is to look at the aircraft connectivity security. So it's part of the service we offer. We couldn't provide any service to aircraft which didn't have this as the #1 priority, cyber security. But also managing all the various processes. It's 24/7, you would expect, and it's all part of this service that we're now bringing to the airline industry. And Global Link's the name that we've had for our traditional services, but this is exciting, the traditional ACAR services. And one big benefit for Russian-based airlines now is that we're investing in a new HF network. Now, HF radios, you might think are old technology. It's not around. Well, I can now assure you in this meeting, I can announce that we're launching a new investment, a multi-million-dollar investment program in the HF radio. It's an HFR remote radio that will provide digital voice services globally, so high quality voice around the world for all airlines. It provides digital data connectivity, which is a much higher bandwidth level of data connectivity and higher speed over the HF network. And the beauty of HF, for those of you from more of an engineering background, it's everywhere. It uses the ionosphere to bounce the radio signal, so it gets everywhere, on the ground and in the air. We can provide this HF service. And so that means the whole of Russia will be covered. And of course the exciting thing is, you can even be fitted on smaller aircraft now, such as the Suica Superjet, which is operating regionally across Russia. It could be a retrofit for that. So it's got a lot of exciting opportunities going forward for providing this full coverage. And aircraft tracking, I'm coming to the end now of the presentation, I'm just aware of the time. Aircraft tracking, the Russian authorities have mandated the ICAO guidelines for aircraft tracking. So from the end of this year, 2018, 8th of November, Russian airlines will have to comply to a 15-minute aircraft tracking mandate. There are solutions we have in place now that we can talk through to make sure that your aircraft are meeting this Russian authorities' mandate. And then location of aircraft in distress, what we call ADT, is a 1-minute time frame, and you'll have to comply with this 1 minute time frame by 2021. So you as airlines need to be seen to be investing in connectivity to ensure aircraft tracking is covered. We don't want to see another Malaysia 370 incident like we've lost that Boeing 777 in the Indian Ocean. We need to ensure we know where all our aircraft are now. and these guidelines are there and have been mandated accordingly. So we're looking at various services. We have a multi-link feed that can help that now. We're supporting many different feeds. We've even got the ADSB, space-based ADSB now, through the aerial network. We can provide full ADSB, ADSC, radar, all of the various feeds off your aircraft. We can bring in, plus HF as well, performance data. We can filter through, we can provide full aircraft tracking capability through our services that we're offering. We have great tracking solutions for these aircraft tracking user interfaces called Flight Deck Data Display, FDD, and Web Mapper. So this is where we put the aircraft tracking services on, because we can overlay things like weather and many other operational levels of information. So it's all about seamlessly connecting up your aircraft over every stage of flight, looking at all of the various applications. And these applications, I've said before, are down to the individual airlines to decide which ones are right for them, which airlines are right for you, and how you manage this process. So the last big service is cabin connectivity. We provide full cabin services as well, and we can provide the passenger full wireless in the aircraft, depending on how you want to configure the aircraft through various media from the aircraft to the ground. Today, one of the prime medias we're using is the KA band GX solution, but there's many other different forms as well. So we've got cabin services. And in summary, just looking at time, in summary now, it's all about this picture. It's all about making this picture work for you. The media capability of your aircraft, the onboard configurations of your aircraft, and every aircraft, as I say, will have a different mix of cabin and flight deck capability. And the applications. We need to make sure that we make this picture work for every airline in the room, and it's providing the right services to make that picture work. That's what we're all about. It has to make business sense, otherwise why do it? So we have it. Thank you very much for your time. I've just sped through there in the 15 minutes. I'm happy to take any one-to-one discussions outside over a coffee. As needed as well. And my colleague in the room, Anastasia Genoa, runs our office here in Moscow. Anastasia, you may know Anastasia, but Anastasia can coordinate any business activities we have here with you as well. So thank you.